Hello, this is the real hangout that we are going to have tonight. Tonight we will be discussing the tools that teachers can use in their classroom to incorporate learning, organization, and just different apps and websites that can help a teacher improve their classroom. My name is Corey Swain. Tonight on air we have Gabby and we have Megan. Okay, and I am going to share my screen with you and let you see our Prezi that I have. And it is right here. All right. So the first website that I used was Formule. It's a web form that you can collect data online. So basically a teacher can decide what data that she needs to collect. For example, it could be about a story, and the students can rate the story, answer questions, and it will put the data all together. He or she could have it put in a graph, and then at the end it sends it away into the cloud and puts it all together. It's a really easy website to use. And on the website, in quotes, it says drag and drop, and it stores it in the cloud. And there's no software needed. It's a free subscription. So this is what the website looks like when you're taken to it. And it's really easy to use. Can you guys see this? Okay. All you have to do is add a field. You can label it, and then you can set up the rules, how you want it to be used. You can determine the start and end date, how long you want it up. So if you wanted to also use and incorporate this and organize different data sets, and you can send it to parents, and it would be sent to the parents, the start and end date. They fill it in, it gets sent back to you, and then it gets put into a graph or however you choose you want it to be seen. You can manage it however you like. And then you can also assign, if you have multiple people working on this, you can assign different people to the task. So it would be good for group projects. If you have an older class, like they can all work together on it, and it would combine all of the work. And you can, there's all different options on how you want the data to be collected. The problem with this is that it, if you don't have internet access, I guess that's the main problem. But it's really good because the teacher can be able to see all of the information collected. And if a parent, if they're using it with their parents, they can have their parents, they can send them a notification again through the website. It would notify them. So it would be bad if a parent doesn't have Wi-Fi access. But it's a great tool, and I would definitely use it in my classroom. Do you guys have any comments about this website or questions?
Yeah, I think this tool would definitely be great to use in the classroom, like especially like how kids or parents could rate, and it could get sent to you in a spreadsheet. It would definitely save time, and you would know about student interest and parent interest, and it could just be making your lessons in your classroom life a lot easier.
I also agree with the parent option. I think parents should really be involved in their students or in their children's classroom life. So I really like how it incorporates them and lets them be a part of that.
I agree. I would think it's a great tool for parents to use. So then I'm going to share my screen again. It will not let me share my screen. And my next tool is called Book Wizard, and let me share my screen with you. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So Book Wizard is through Scholastic Books, and I just went backwards. It is a great website because it has so much information. That is the biggest negative to this website, is that it has too much information. It has an incredible amount of resources for a teacher to use. It has printable worksheets that when you put in a lesson plan idea, it gives you different ideas. It gives, if you want to do a lesson on weather, you put in weather, and it gives a bunch of books that would work for your grade level, and it gives you ideas on different lessons, and it tells you the different lexile, so you can pick what lexile works best for your students. That's how I used it in one of my field placements. One of my teachers used the Scholastic website Book Wizard, and she asked me to find books that would work with each of the students' reading levels. So that was really neat. And also on here it talks about Common Core, so it says, in quote, common sense for Common Core, and it has different meets different standards for Common Core. So that's great that it is incorporating the new standards of what our teachers need to be focusing on. And then there's also, this was my favorite part, a new teacher support. So we'll all be new teachers in a couple years. So it's great. I had Q&As about what nonfiction books work best for this lesson. And then teachers will blog about what lessons work better for them and different ideas. And it helps teachers build upon each other and their lessons. And there's also a student activity center, which this is where I would use this in my classroom for centers, or if there's downtime, they can all, if we have computer access, which would be a negative. Some schools don't have computer access. So if we have availability of a computer lab or iPads, then this will be a great website. It's Study Jam, so that's what it is called on the website. If you're learning about photosynthesis or anything science or math related, that's what Study Jams is focusing on, study math and science. So if you want to study photosynthesis, there's games, there's quizzes, there's activities that students can do that would help reteach, rebuild upon the knowledge that was just taught in the lesson. I would put this on my Wix Student Resource Center on my website, because I really think this is a great tool. It's very interactive. It's super easy to use. There's also an interactive storyboard button where it incorporates reading and writing, where students can have the story read to them. They can read it aloud with it. It has fill in the blanks, multiple choice, and it has the pictures from the story, so it lets the students really interact. And I also really liked for teacher ideas. It gives daily starter ideas, so for homeroom, different ideas that you can incorporate, fun facts, teachable moments, like it gives the date and what's happened in history on this date, so then you can incorporate history into your homeroom. And it really is a great website just to plan and organize your lessons. And just, like I said, it's very overwhelming. I am excited to use this. I want to use this in my lessons for when I have to teach this semester. And then lastly, it would be great for centers, as I said, and just has a wide variety and was super easy to navigate. Do we have any questions or comments about this website?
Well, I really like the idea of this website, especially for new teachers who can go and look at some ideas that other teachers, more experienced teachers, have put on their own blog. That way they can share ideas, because I know there's been some problems with teachers like not communicating with each other, which I think they really should, because they could share lessons and things that worked, things that haven't worked. So I think the blogs are a really great idea.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that definitely the book wizard would be great for saving time, especially for new teachers that have a lot on their plate. You can search just by the grade level and make sure it's exactly to what your student needs, especially with differentiated instruction. You can search for numerous books, so you can have numerous books and resources to give out with each lesson to make sure every student has something they can use.
I agree. That's how I would definitely incorporate it in my classroom, and it's really nice of the wide variety of grade levels it has. All right, Gabby, what do you have for us today?
Okay, well today my first tool was crafty extensions, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. You see that?
Yeah, I already did mine.
Crafty
I'm,
extensions
yeah,
is a
yeah,
great
yeah, doesn't
tool
work. I'm writing down
that
like
uses
the
Chrome.
icons are a picture of that, and you can like take it and reference it if you need it. But yeah, no problem. But yeah, it's
Crafty
easy. I just wanted to say
extensions
it
are
was something
extensions that one can download
about
on
your
Chrome.
cousin, her
They're
brother's.
especially for educators, presenters, and speakers, anybody who's making a presentation and
No problem.
wants something that can make it more interesting.
Yeah, I didn't
This
know about
tool
either.
makes lessons easier and easier to present.
All right.
There are 6 different Crafty extensions. The first is Crafty Level, and this allows you to search um, any part of a website or article online. You can see the grade level of that article. Crafty Writes is a tool where you can search for images that are free and used to share so you never have any issues with copyright. Crafty Text is a tool where you can display large text in the center of your screen. This can be used to emphasize words, website addresses. And the next one is Crafty Cursor, and this highlights the position of the mouse on your screen, especially this would be nice for using Google Hangouts or virtual meetings, and even when you're presenting to a class, you can keep their attention on exactly where you want them on the page. Crafty Zoom is the fifth one, and it is a magnifying glass for your cursor. So you can zoom into sections of a web page using your cursor. Sometimes websites won't let you zoom in on certain things, and this will allow you to get past that. Crafty Copy is a way you can easily export a list of extensions when you're importing them, especially when adding a new Google account to Chrome. And this is what it looks like when you go to download one. It'll pull up right here, add to Chrome. If you wanted to share it, you would click this button right next to it, and you could share it with somebody else via email.
Hey, Gab, sometimes the microphone is echoing, so I don't know if you want to hold it, but sometimes it gets a little bit muffled to hear you.
Yeah, I can hear that too on mine, but I don't know how to stop it. So I guess I'll just try again. Did you go off live for that?
I think we're good. I think we can still hear you.
Okay. So just keep going.
Yeah.
So in the classroom, you use Crafty extensions in numerous ways. For example, Crafty text can be used in presentations when you're trying to emphasize main points to students. Crafty cursor could make lessons on the screen more interesting and make sure students know where you are pointing with the cursor. Crafty level especially would be great when you're researching articles and text online. You could see the grade level of any text on the internet. Some potential problems with these extensions is that they can only be added to Chrome. So if you don't use Chrome regularly, it may be difficult for you to get used to it. Also, if you make presentations at home, you must remember that your computer at school may not have these extensions, so you'd have to add them before presenting. Does anybody have any comments or questions about the Crafty extensions?
I definitely would use the crafty cursor in my room so that I think that will really get the kids or the students' attention when they're looking up on the board. Sometimes they'll, fade away if you're just lecturing up on the screen. So this will keep their attention and so they can follow along.
I like the crafty rights. I feel like plagiarizing is really hard for students to understand, so it's a great tool that rechecks their work and really emphasizes that plagiarizing is serious, and it's another great tool that they can use before during an assignment to make sure they did everything correctly.
Okay, and my second tool is Kahoot, and we actually got a little glimpse of this on the first class. I led to it too with Dr. Sessoms. We took his quiz online. So Kahoot is a web-based assessment tool that you can use on any device, whether that be computers, iPads, iPhones. And when you want to use Kahoot, you can log on to www.getkahoot.com and choose sign up for free. And I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. And when you do sign up, you can click create or create your own quizzes and activities for your students. When you're having your students access them on their own device, they go to the Kahoot homepage and you choose play instead. And you say, let's go. And you as the teacher or presenter will give them a game pin that they can use to enter, and they'll take them right to the game. In the classroom, this could be great to use when you're teaching a new lesson and introducing new topics or things like that. And you could quickly challenge students with a quiz. And these quizzes are great because it shows you what your students are thinking in the moment, whether or not they have gotten the lesson and the main points. And if you realize that they do need some help, you can give them immediate feedback and correct the problem immediately. In the classroom, this could have some problems when you have a very large class because it's difficult for every student to have a device to use. Some schools may not have enough resources for where every student can have their own. Additionally, young children can have difficulty understanding the directions and how to enter things because they have to do all of their own screen, and they may not be able to follow along, and you might have to help them individually, which will take up a lot of time. And that's the end of Kahoot. Does anybody have any comments about that?
I think Kahoot's a great website to use just because, like you, to add on to yours, if you're in the middle of a lesson and the student doesn't understand and you're seeing that 50% of them got it wrong, then it would be great to reteach it and go over it so that there's a clear understanding.
Yeah, I think it's always a good idea to be able to see what percent of your class is getting it right, what percent is getting it wrong. It's really good feedback.
Very good.
Okay. The tool I will be presenting today is called TouchCast, and this is an app. Sorry. And this is an app that you can download on any mobile device, an iPad, any like handheld device, and it allows you to record a video which will overlay elements such as web pages, maps, photos, quizzes, polls, and more. And so while you're taking the video, you can put these elements onto the video, and while the video is going, users can click on these elements while they're continuing to watch the video. And it's kind of like having a TV studio in your own hands. And how you get started is you just download the app on your mobile device and you start recording with the camera on the device. And there's different themes you can choose, such as newscasts or review. Usually review will be used for the classroom to go over a lesson or something that the students need to really know the whole year. And once you're finished creating it, you can add it to your TouchCast channel or your YouTube channel even. That way students can always go back and look at it. And they also have the option to share it via Facebook, Twitter, email. So this gives the parents a chance to go look at what the lesson is that their students or their children are seeing in the classroom. And this is what the website looks like. So you can see the video and how this person is actually drawing on the video and touching maybe a website, clicking on a website that's on the video that's going on. And classroom applications in the classroom, either students or teachers can use it. Teachers can use it to present a lesson, but then students can also use it in the classroom, maybe in small groups, and create their own and then present it in groups to the rest of the class. And out of the classroom, again, students and teachers can use it. Students can use it as a resource to go back if they need help with homework or they need to review the lesson the teacher taught that day, because they can put it on their Facebook page or through email. And the teachers can also use it outside the classroom by presenting it in all those ways also, and by even sharing it with the parents. And there are some problems with this tool. Students might not have that technology at home. They might not have a phone or an iPad, so they won't have the chance to go back and look at the lessons that the teacher might have sent home. There might be technical problems, so the students that are having these technical problems won't get the resources that students that aren't having the technical problems are getting. Other students might have more knowledge about technology, so when they are working in small groups, some students might not feel they are helping enough. And lower income schools might not have the money for these resources, so that goes into the problem of other schools getting more of a chance than the higher income schools. And that is TouchCast. Does anyone have any comments?
I think this will be a great tool to use for students that can't be in the classroom if they're homesick or missed it. Like you said, they can just review it, a teacher can send it home, and then they wouldn't be behind as much.
Definitely, I think that's great. And for students who maybe are having trouble on their homework, they can reopen the lesson and find out how to help without struggling and waiting till the next morning.
I agree. That is a great idea. Any other questions or comments about today's Hangout?
Nope.
I think it went well, and I think all of these tools can be really incorporated in any classroom, any subject, and would be great to use in the classroom.
Me too.
I agree.
Guys.